don't applaud, do it harder. Come on. Stand up. Stand up, wherever you are. Come on, stand up. Come on. Clap it. Come on. You can do harder. Can I get some noise? All right, let's sit down.
That was good, Sergio.
That's what we gotta do. Now that you get your blood flowing after lunch, nobody will sleep on this mess. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sergio Cardona. I've been a certified trichologist for 22 years so far. And my story is kind of unique because my father, he was also a trichologist. And I had the blessing of having a mentor in my father, and later on Dr. Kingsley joined in and sharpened me up with my skills. But before I continue, I just want to say thanks, Dr. Kingsley. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. His guidance, his leadership, what he's doing in this industry is nothing short than amazing. My wife, she's here. Karen? Stand up, Karen. I know a lot of you were asking, where's Karen? There she is. Also want to thank God, our Lord and Savior. I gotta tell you, it's been a journey for me the last few years. I became a co-pastor in my church.
Wow. All right.
I've been preaching the word of the Lord since 2004, in and out South Central America. Now I get the time to spend more time in the church. So,
Amen.
God has been good. God has been good. And so, I want to tell you a bit about my story. I was saying, my father, he was also a trichologist. The funny thing about my father, he was a farmer. As a farmer, he studied barbering. He studied barbering from his uncle. Because back then, we're talking, my father was born in 1925. So back then, you would only learn about barbering from someone you knew. You know, you watch and you start cutting hair. Then he became a teacher who became a school director. And so on, he grew up to be a scholar. But there was a time in Puerto Rico where the education department wanted to do a course on barbering. And so naturally, the first selection was my father because he was a barber, also a teacher. And so he developed the first course for barbering in our island.
Wow.
It was in 1947. And then next year after that, he opened up the first barbering school in Puerto Rico, which was also the first one in the Caribbean. And my father was an icon in the beauty industry back in Puerto Rico. And so the icon that he was, a friend of his, a German fellow named T.G. Rundler, took him to Switzerland to study trichology. 1950 something, 50 half something. And after that, he developed his own course and integrated to his beauty school. And so for many years, he was teaching trichology, and he also developed his own clinic where he used as a lab for his students. And so I was one of his lucky students, you know. The funny thing is that when I was born into this world, my father was already a trichologist. So you gotta imagine myself being a 5-year-old trying to explain his teacher what trichology was. You know, being a kindergarten teacher, my dad is a trichologist. Your dad is a what? A tricolor? What is this? Is a trichology. So that was my life. I had to explain my teacher what trichology was. And so by the time I was 11 years old, my father, being the man that he was, being very conservative as he was, he believed that we have to teach our children to take responsibilities, you know. And so he asked me, do you want to come to work with me every Saturday? And I said, what are the options? Stay with my mom and clean? No, I'm going with you to work. Plus, I was a big kid, always was a big kid. So I got to drive. Yeah, I got to drive with my dad to work. So I would stand in the corner of the office and watch him doing consultations. Just listening. Doing little work, give me a copy, move this, move that. I was 11 years old. I was not doing trichology, but I was listening. And the funny thing about that is that when you get to listen to someone for so long, you learn by watching it, by hearing. And you learn many things, and I was always fascinated by trichology. And so naturally, I would ask my father at the end of the day, what this means, what was that? And so he would answer, he would explain it to me. Funny thing is that when I was 16 years old, I wanted to do a science fair, and I asked my father for his instruments of doing trichology because I wanted to perform a live consultation. And my father looked at me. Are you serious? Giving me my instruments. I'm not gonna work today because I have to give you my instruments. And please, Dad, I want to do the science fair, and so I did. First prize.
Wow.
Yeah, it was my sophomore year in high school, and so by the time I finished high school, I had already enrolled into my father's curriculum program, and the summer of 1998, I finished my certification program with him. Funny thing is, he didn't want to sign my certificate. Funny thing, yes, my father, he was a teacher, but he was very tough. Very tough. I mean, the type of teacher that simply, and let me give you an example. My father flunked my aunt 2 times.
Wow.
So he was a very stubborn, very hard guy. So he said to me, I'm not going to sign your certificate until I believe that you're better than me. That was a challenge. And every time I hit a challenge, I don't know, I get aroused. I get, I'm going for it. I have to do it. Don't challenge me in nothing because, I don't know, I will feel that they need to do it. Don't challenge me. So I did. And what I did is I enrolled into college and I studied biology. At the same time, I was on his clinic. I was his assistant for 6 years. 6 years doing consultations, doing everything until I got my trichology right. Because you need to understand that the course will give you the tools. The course will give you the basic. But it's on the way that you get all the necessary things that you need to become the trichologist. I didn't feel like a trichologist until 2004. When I was alone in the clinic and my father was not near. He had retired. That was the moment that it hit me. Whoa, now I'm a trichologist. Wow, what a feeling, What a feeling. And it was an interesting transition because everybody else who got into the clinic, they were expecting a man with white hair. And then they see this little kid. Well, not little, but, this young pimple-faced kid, trying to do trichology. And people look at me like, are you even serious? That's what happened back then, And so later on, he signed my degree, by the way, finally. Yeah, finally he did. And so I started my clinic. I did my own way. And so in 2007, due to recession, the clinic, we hit a slump. Back then I was already married. The big recession hit the island, and the economy was real slow. I even tried other forms of businesses. And I remember a friend of my father, an Italian guy named Salvatore Troia, he was also a trichologist, friend of the family, a great man, passed away as well. And he said to me, you know what you're missing? You're missing something very special. And I said, what was that? You need to start doing treatments. And I said, back then, let me tell you a little bit about the clinic. Back then, the only thing that we were doing was consultations, doing the exams, and of course, we were doing recovery. I mean, you didn't have enough space. And so that's what we had to do back then. And so we were growing in this little space. We were growing. Even News TV came into the office because the word has been coming around. And it was amazing. And so Tricos by Sergio Cardona was born. That was the new concept. Out with the old, now with the new, you know? And so in 2011, my wife, she said to me, Sergio, we gotta be looking for something new. There's gotta be something else out there. You know, back in 2008, if you look for trichology on the internet, there was very little information, if ever. If you remember, there was no information on the internet about trichology, none. We didn't have the chats, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Twitter. We had nothing. And so I emailed Dr. Kingsley in 2011. And I said, I wanted to learn trichology. So he sent me to the other David. But, no. I said this is a joke, but we love everybody. So, but in 2015, I did my certification again. And I remember Dr. Kingsley sat me on his office, and he said to me, Sergio, why did you do the whole course again? I mean, you're already certified trichologist. Why would you even do this again? And I said this to him, Dr. Kingsley, either you stay sharp or you get sloppy. Remember that, Dr. Kingsley? Of course, I stole that line from Brad Pitt of Ocean's 11, but that's I'm a movie fan. What can you say? I'm a movie fan. And so, 2018, I finished the translation of the trichology course into Spanish. It took me 3 years to do the translation. That was something else. And so, after that, what has changed? Since I got my WTS certification, a lot of things have changed. Let me tell you, last year alone, we made an extra $100,000.
Oh, come on. Extra.
Yes. Now, $100,000 may not be too much money, but it's a nice chunk of change.
I like change.
It's a nice chunk of change, okay? We were seeing faster results because of the knowledge that I've been able to acquire thanks to Dr. Kingsley education program. Faster results. People were getting in so fast, it's crazy. More happy customers, even more customers every time. Let me tell you, right now I have a very big problem. I cannot advertise myself. Every time I even try to advertise, the phones go so crazy. I'm booked for months. Right now, I'm booked for 4 or 5 months in advance.
Oh, no.
That's just me. Not even my staff. My staff, I have 6 persons doing chairs right now, and they are full and only doing treatments. I mean, they are certified, they are licensed cosmetologists, and they cannot cut hair because there's no time for it. There's no time for it.
That's good.
They're full. Okay? Why's this? Because we took the knowledge and we apply it. Make sense? The other thing that was happening, it was recognition by the medical industry. And I have to say, the advanced course, Dr. K, was the key for that. To me.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
If
was.
you haven't taken the advanced course, let me tell you, one of the things that I took from the advanced course was Dr. Kingsley had a template, a sample letter about the type of lab work that you would ask, for the doctors to prescribe to the client. And so I adapt that letter, of course, and every time someone comes in, I will give them that letter, and they will take that letter to the doctor. Now the doctor community will know that there's a trichologist asking for real results, asking for science. But who is this guy? And they will call me up, and they will send their wives, and they will send their husbands, and they will come into the clinic. I have many doctors in my clinic right now, and they love the work that I do. In fact, I have a dermatologist. She came with her husband, and And she said, when she saw the consultation process, and she says, "Oh, I'm gonna give you my customer, I'm gonna give you my patients because this consultation takes way too long. I only do 5 minutes consultation, that's it. I'm gonna give you my patients."
Wow.
That's what she said.
That's what we need in the U.S.
Huh?
That's what we need in the U.S.
Yes. But building a relationship with the medical industry is important. It's not it's not a fight against them. We work, we collaborate with each other. And the same thing happened with the beauty industry. Most of you already own salons. But did you know that most salons in Puerto Rico send me their clients to me? Why do they do that? Very simple. Because their clients have problems that they cannot resolve, that they cannot attend. And so they give me their clients. And once the situation is under control, I give it back to them.
That's right.
Yesterday we were talking about keeping the clients. You remember? I can't keep my clients because I'm building a relationship with a salon. You send me your clients, I take them over, do the work, give it back to you.
Yes.
Send me more.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
So what happened? That's the word of what. So what happened to me? Basically, the WTS certification gave me a big push. That's what happened, a big push in my career. Okay, that's what happened. And I love this phrase by Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur was one of the fathers of biochemistry. And Louis Pasteur was also the man responsible for the milk, the cheese, the pasteurization process, okay? And so he says, chance favors the prepared mind. Opportunities show up to your door. If you're not prepared, you're gonna lose them. How many of you had lost a good business because you didn't have enough money to invest in it? How many times you lost the opportunity to treat someone because you didn't have enough knowledge or the technical qualities to do the work? Chance favors the prepared mind. Okay? And so, about why we need to be certified. Why we need to be certified. First of all, personal and professional development. We want to get better. Who wants to get better? Who wants to be their best? Can you give yourself a round of applause? And so, the industry is changing. We saw that yesterday on the marketing class, remember? So the industry is changing. But we, the trichologists, we, the World Trichology Society, we need to mold it by setting an example. We have to be exemplary, baby. We need to be exemplary. We need to do things the right way. There's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff out there, a lot of crazy stuff. You know it, you've seen it on Facebook, you've seen it on Instagram, you've seen it on the internet. People doing crazy stuff, claiming, let me not even say. But the thing is, we need to mold the industry ourselves. We need to take charge of it. We need to take control and regulate our own trichology industry. Last year, yeah, you can give yourself a round of applause, right? Last year, William, everybody knows you. Everybody knows William, right?
Yes.
Great trichologist,
Yes.
my friend. Applause. Yeah. And so last year he visited Puerto Rico, and we were having dinner, we were having a great time, and we were talking about trichology, and I said to him, maybe the industry needs regulation. Maybe the industry needs
It
regulation.
does.
And he said to me, regulation is a very slippery slope place, you know? But if we regulate it ourselves, we are in control.
Mhm. That's good.
Yeah.
You're the man, Sergio.
And that stuck with me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to advocate for that. I'm going to advocate for that. We need to take control of our own industry. We need to aspire to a higher education. I love the PhD program. The PhD program that the World Trichology Society has with Huntington College in Tennessee. If you haven't checked that out, please do so. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, Put some work on it. Get a master's degree. Get your PhD. I'm too old for that. No, it's never too old to learn.
That's right.
You're never too old to learn. The people who stop learning, they stop moving.
Yeah.
And if you stop moving, you're dead. How many of you are alive today? How many of you are alive? We're alive. We're alive, baby. So we need to inspire others to become certified. How many of you work in a salon? How many of you have business colleagues, friends who are in the business? You need to share the information with them. You need to tell them, hey, you need to be certified in trichology. There's many aspects of trichology. Because so many people are thinking, well, maybe if I become a certified trichologist, I'm going into clinic. Well, do you have the money to start a business as a clinic? Maybe not. But maybe you can do trichology behind the chair. You can up your game as a cosmetologist with the trichology in your head. You can do better treatments. You can do better coloring. You can do better cutting. You can do better everything. Even the recommendations that you do to a client about the shampoo, the conditioner they're going to be using, they're going to be better. And because of that, what's going to happen to the chair? They're going to be ringing over and over and over and over and over again. It's payday. Don't laugh at it, it's true. It's payday. Why? Because they see a professional behind the chair. All right? And finally, we need to be the voice by exposing falseness, hollowness, and foolishness. If it doesn't sound right, there's a tendency right now about fact checking, right? Yeah, we got to check everything that Mr. You know the guy. I don't even have to say this thing. We need to be fact checking everything. Why? Because we're looking for the truth. We need to speak the language of science. We need to get into science. We need to learn the language of science. And once we understand the language of science and we go through it, we navigate through it, and we become part of it, something powerful is going on. You know what I'm saying? It just lifts you up. And so, what's going with our clients? What's coming to them? They get the best care ever. They get better products. They get smarter treatment plans. And they get a trustworthy professional. Yesterday, we were talking about trust. If people don't trust you, they won't buy you. We were talking yesterday that it only takes 4 seconds for you to be vetted on the internet, right? 4 seconds. That's it. If they see a bad review of you, you're gone. If they don't like your picture, you're gone. They need to see someone they can trust. A little note in there. If your Facebook page is a public one and you don't like stuff that people might see as, then don't put it public. Public image is everything these days. If you want to keep your Facebook page private, keep it private. Nobody will see what's going on in your life. Hey, I'm telling you, this is an image world. This is an image world. If you're proud about everything that you do, keep it open. Simple as that. That builds credibility, my friends. Credibility. People vet you all the time. All the time. Okay? And I don't want to leave without pouring a bit of the word of the Lord in your heads. And I like this passage. I live by this passage. It's in Romans 12:2. It says, do not conform to the pattern of the world, of this world.
Yes.
But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know what that is, right? God has meant for you to be educated. God wants you to be better. God wants you to take in this information and give it back to someone who needs it. Your clients need this. The people who works with you need this information. whatever happened during this weekend, during these 2 days, take this with you. Share it. Share it. Share it. Okay? And so before I leave, I want to say thank you. You can follow me on Facebook, Tricos by Sergio Cardona. Instagram, sergiocardona.wts, or my email, info@trichology.net. A lot of people has asked me about education. Am I doing seminars, something like that? Well, I have a program that I've been developing lately. It's basically, you have me for a week in your place. And so why I'm doing this is very simple. We take 2 days to do seminar. You host a seminar, and you charge whatever you want for that seat to anybody who can you bring in. 2 days. And then we take 3 days working on your clinic. You will post to your clients, and you will sell consultations under my name. I will be doing the consultation for them. Charge whatever you want for my consultation. It's your time, it's your money, it's for you. I only put a flat fee for the whole week. You charge whatever you want, you can make money. You can double your investment while at it. So if you're up to it, I'm yours. Okay? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all.
Right.
Sergio, are you taking questions?
Yes. That's a little round of questions.
So right ahead.
You mentioned knowing the science of trichology.
Yeah.
For the tricho babies in the room, can you give some do's and don'ts for those who may have taken other programs who think that they do have the science, and what some basic knowledge and understanding should be when you really know trichology and leading the program?
That's a good one. I mean, we will make mistakes along the way. There's no doubt. The only way we're going to succeed is by missing. We're going to miss. We're going to lose clients at first because we try. It's a trial and error effort. But the thing is, you cannot give up. And always, 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 always be honest with the client. If you know, you know. If you don't be afraid to say, right now I do not know, but tell them this. I will look for an answer. I will consult with my team. I will consult with my trichology group. I will consult with my professors, and I will get back to you. We are here for you. This is what Trichology Connect is all about. The page on Facebook that we have is because of that. We need to consult ourselves. How many of you has asked me something on internet, or have read something that I have wrote on Facebook? Many of you know me from Facebook. Because of what? Somebody asked, and I write maybe a too long answer, but I like to write. I like to teach. It's what I do. What God gave me to, so I give it back. Okay? So if you're starting, try not to get too much ahead of yourself and work with what you know. I mean, if you have a strong cosmetology base, use that. In my case, I'm a biologist, so I'm going to use my biology. So if you are strong in one area, use that. Use that and work around your strength. And your weaknesses will be far gone. Right? Yeah.
Can you share when you start applying on the program, what your program time frame is initially, and what that costs?
Usually, my program is basic 6 months, up to a year and a half. Some clients stay even 2 years. That will depend on the case, of course. But I said to them, we're going to work for the first 6 months. After that, we will see how is it going. And depending on how much success we had on the first 6 months, then we move on and put extra time if needed. About the cost, well, it depends on the case. You say for a year treatment, we can go for $5,000, $7,000 range for a year treatment.
What about the 6 months?
Actually, the first 6 months where you spend most of the money. I mean, if you buy a laser equipment and stuff like that, the ticket will jump right in. So I would say around the 3 to 5 the first 6 months. Welcome. Anyone else? Yes.
You should be our motivational speaker.
But I hope I was. Did you like the chat? Did you like it? Give yourself a round of applause, gentlemen.
He did good.
Sergio, thank you for uplifting us intellectually and physically. Clearly you earned every bit of your success over the years, so congratulations for that. And thank you for sharing that experience with us. We're now going to take a short break.